All right, welcome to Artists We Love. My name is Okiba Jabalo, and this is YBE TV. We're here with Mr. Maynard Eaton. How's everything, sir? I'm
good. I'm on the wrong side of this interview.
I know.
I'm the one asking questions. Last time I was interviewing you.
Yeah, you're right. So we're bringing them to the YBE network, the YBE platform, and everything. We also have a show that we're developing also, which is going to be some big things.
I like the name of it, Georgia Power.
Yeah, Georgia Power.
That was your idea. It was a great. You see the artist, the creator, but hopefully it'll be something where we can talk to people in power.
Right.
Be in the arts and business and politics. Mm-hmm. And I just think, and Atlanta's known for that. I mean, that's been most of my career has been doing that, interviewing folks who have some influence or impact in life, and having to do what you're doing now, have a conversation with them. But I think my philosophy is people share more when they have a chance to just converse as rather being interviewed.
I got you, definitely. So what got you into the work that you're into right now? Like, what was that starting point, that light bulb that this is what I'm going to do?
I was a paper boy. As a teenager, I had 3 paper routes. And my father said, if I'm going to help you on Sunday, you got to read what's in that paper. So I read everything. So I got interested in the news business. That started delivering papers and seeing what was in the paper and having a paper in my hand all the time, and then reading it. From there, it was went to college, went to Hampton Institute at the time. Now it's Hampton University. And I was going to take a business. I was terrible at business, man. I said, I got to find something else. And stumbled across this building called the Mass Media Arts Building, and I saw a guy, and they had an open window, a guy playing on radio. I said, that's what I want to do. And come to find out, it was theater and all that kind of stuff. So Mass Media Arts got into that way, but really into broadcast journalism. My junior year in college, 1970, guys, you already thought up there. Look, isn't that something? But 1970, but they had a campus takeover, campus riot, and ironically, fast forward today. I went to my grad school reunion this past weekend. Students were taking over the library, so I wonder how things will come back. But they had a campus takeover. I mean, of the administration building. And I said, I ain't sitting on no damn floor. I ain't gonna do that. But the cameraman, most like this young lady, was saying, "What's going on? Can you help me?" I said, "Sure, I'll help you. What do you think I should do?" Oh, by the 3rd day he's coming back. I said, "No, you have to let me do the story now." I said, "I can't do that." I said, "Why?" I said, "Because you're." I said, "Why? Because I'm black?" He said, "Well, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say colored." But the station manager said, "Yeah, let me do it." That's how I got started in TV in my junior year in college.
Have you noticed of course you notice a big difference between just the meat of the content from the 70s to where we are now? You know what I mean? So from your approach, do you take a different approach as far as gathering up the content, the words, the feel, or what exactly is your approach now in comparison to what it was then?
Well, I know a lot more now. Yeah. You know, and not that I'm not as careful, but I think I'm more of a storyteller than I was then. You know, back then it was he said, she said, in the news business, especially the broadcast news business, or else being doing a stand-up, being clownish. I mean, TV's gone through a lot of different phases. Used to be a time people would fall down a lot. You'd see the reporters falling down, or it'd be some sort of stick, or some sort of act, you know, some sort of, you know, something to make you stand out for ratings. And it wasn't necessarily about substance and telling a story, and particularly when it came to our people. So now, you know, most of the time, the station I worked at, invariably I'd cover black stuff, and that wasn't no joke. And so I wasn't going to demean my people, but you had to balance with the white folks. They want the truth being told. We were talking about the truth earlier. They didn't want to hear the truth. They didn't want you telling the truth. They didn't want you being demonstrative and being black and telling the truth. The first station I worked in is one I was telling you about in college. I've been on the station for about 2 years before I went to grad school, and so folks knew me. And so I was going to this anti-busting rally, and you know, they were I don't want my kids to go to school with niggas. I want kids, and they said, "Hey man, how you doing?" "Hey man, nice to see you." Well, ain't I one of them? You know, that really got me. That's the first time I really felt torn between what am I then?
Right.
to them, you know.
Right.
But it was, and I said something, I kind of blew up in the air. And Tom Chisholm, Stacey Maynard, said, I don't care what you think, because what you think doesn't matter. How you feel doesn't matter. What you report matters to me. Was that the news? You're not the news. So, and I kind of, so a lot of times after that, I took myself out of stories. I mean, as much as you can. I mean, you can't be a eunuch. I mean, you have to feel, you have to care. You have to have a sense of what's around you, what's going on. I mean, a context of things.
Yeah.
Has it changed much? I think we're a little loosey-goosey with what journalism is. Everybody that writes a blog or has a camera is not a journalist.
Right.
Everybody with an iPhone is not a journalist. You might record things, but that'll make you a news person. And I do think there's something to be said about the profession of journalism. It is a time-honored, particular profession that people need to be trained and honed in. It's not just writing. It's not just being in front of a camera. It's not just being on TV. I am a real stickler on the fact that this is a not for everyone, and that's something everybody can do. And it takes time and practice and patience and making mistakes to do it. I'm a journalist through and through, and I can say that because I have done television, and now hopefully working with you and doing television again. But I mostly, what I really found out about what journalists is doing print, which is hard to do. I really don't like print. It's hard, man. I mean, if I just had to take notes of what we're saying right now, it'd take 20 minutes.
What's the what would you say is the basic core that's needed for someone to be a really good journalist?
Want to be a good storyteller. You know, want to have an innate interest in what's going on around them. Kind of be nosy. Be a little glib and sharp on your feet. Have a talent for writing, putting words together. Be a wordsmith, if you will. But really have an interest in what's going on around you and how to express that either via writing or verbally to your neighbor, to your wife, to your greater community. But you have to have an active interest in it. You can't be passive, although you're just passing through. I mean, many stories you see, be they murders, tragedies, school board meeting, demonstration, you're just passing through. You're not in the demonstration. You didn't wonder when you're not in the family got shot. You're passing through. But you have to have empathy and insight in what their pain or problem is to be able to express it. So you dig in, you jump into this stuff, and you leave, and you're gone. So people ask me what you think. What I think don't really matter beyond what, because I'm gone. I don't know what lingers unless I come back. And you leave things behind you. But you have to have that passion, that interest, the eyes, the ears, the senses to soak it up, regurgitate it, be it print or broadcast, and get it right.
It seems like it'd be real complicated to be a black man in America and to have to write about a story, but remove yourself from it to present it in this, whether it's a neutral voice or just whatever that is. That's, for me, it seems like that would be real hard.
It is difficult to do. I mean, and then you find yourself whether you're not, what you question your own ethnic and cultural values sometimes. But you can speak from that truth of who you are.
I got you.
So there's no such thing as being a balanced story or a story that's what's the word, without a point of view. Okay. Well, I'm in life with a point of view, but how I shape that story, it comes from my perspective, because I am a black man. Now, that don't mean to change the facts, but the way the story is told and the nuances are so, or the how you look at that story, what lens you look at that story through, what the lead into that print article is, who you choose to use, what parts of an interview you choose to use, what questions you choose to ask.
I got you.
All come from who you are.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break for a second. This is Artists We Love, YBTV, and we'll be right back with Mr. Maynard Eaton. Welcome to Artists We Love. My name is Okiba Jabalo, and today we are with Miss Grace Kisa, and she's one of the top dogs, top dogs in the creative scene and everything. And thank you for taking time to, just open your home up, your studio up, and let the world in.
In some of my new work, which is the mixed media sculpture, the idea is to incorporate different mediums in one piece. All of them are at least made of clay, metal, and wood. So the heads and hands are made of clay. The frames are usually metal, and I build them out using zip ties, wood, sisal fiber, anything to give it volume. I do all the faces are hand modeled, original, and to give it character.
All right, welcome back to Artists We Love. My name is Okiba Jabalo, and we're here with Mr. Maynard Eaton. And we're down here at the Madam C.J. Walker Museum. Down here, man, you definitely have to check it out. But what I want to ask you, being here
on the great Auburn Avenue, sweet Auburn Avenue. I love Auburn Avenue. I mean, it's rich history. What it will become again, and the folks who stayed, like Reese.
Definitely, and it's what I was thinking about is the difference between journalism here in the South in comparison to up north or out in the West. Is there a difference in what's placed on you as far as being a journalist? Is there a difference?
I don't know. I think there's up north there's more of a Jewish and liberal influence, or LGBTQ influence now. That's the new perspective, and that's the new powers that be. As opposed to a Southern conservative, religious kind of thing in the South. That doesn't mean you have to be different as a journalist. The pressures around you are different. The stories may be different, and the expectations from your news director or the producers might be different. But the storytelling is much the same. It's just, but it's again that lens, that perspective you're coming from. New York reporters will come down here, and they used to tend to look down on things in the South. But then in Miami, it's a whole nother culture. I mean, but they don't consider themselves the South, because outside of Miami, it is very much the Deep South. But no, I don't think there's a terrible difference. There are nuances, there's perspectives, and there's the flavor of how you do something. And again, you have different ethnic groups now and different lifestyles that are doing news. I mean, there's going to be a difference between a gay man or woman looking at a story than a black person. Unless they're black and gay, and then that's a whole nother, but you have that now, Does that change the story, or does it change how you look at the story?
That's a good point. Because you wouldn't even necessarily be able to hear the word in the same way if you're holding on to whatever your bias may be about who's presenting that.
That's right.
That's dope. Okay, and just like looking at 2016, where do you see your craft going, like now? Like 2016 in the future, what do you feel?
I'm very disturbed and concerned about the craft, the business, the profession of journalism. I think it's under attack. I mean, traditional newspapers are folding. Traditional TV news operations are becoming profit-driven. Just last week in Atlanta, 10/11 dismissed 2 of their top veteran reporters simply because they didn't want to pay them anymore. It's all a profit motive now. It's all about money, and it's driven from the top. There used to be a time I worried about a news director, the next level up. Now you got to worry about the station manager or the corporate owners. So I'm worried about it, and now most operations are owned by major corporate. Disney owns, it's an entertainment. There used to be a time news operations weren't interested in making money. They were lost leaders for the greater good because they were in the public interest. Now you better turn a profit or you're gone. So that's my concern. But as you articulate, this whole traditional business of television and newspapers is now gone digital. Or multi-platforms, right? And that's what I want to learn from you about, because that is where it's going.
Yes, sir.
My day is gone in a sense in terms of the traditional stuff. Although the craft remains the same. The mission remains the same. You know, being a good storyteller, being fair and balanced, and uncovering stuff, being investigating, finding the truth, finding fact. If we don't ferret out corruption, problems, things that are wrong with our society, if we just gloss over that, we'll never know.
Right.
And then we don't even begin to touch a third of what really happening in America or in the communities, or political chicanery and all kind of stuff. But if we don't have the fourth estate, who will do it?
Right.
That's been my mission, man. That's what I've been doing for all my life. Being ups and downs. I mean, I'm a news guy. And I've had my ups and downs, you know, I've had my problems personal, but I've always been, no matter wives or problems personally, the things I've done or messed up my career in some instances, I've always been on the straight and narrow about what it is I do.
So that's always been your driving point. You know what I mean? So everything else going on, that's that one thing
that and being broke, yeah. Because believe me, if you're a journalist, you ain't gonna make a lot of money. I wouldn't be like you. Ladies and gentlemen, not me. Be an artist, creative, businessman like this guy.
Man,
that's why I'm drawing him.
I'm just learning. I just applied certain things that I knew made sense and made money. And even like as you talk about just how everything's so profit driven. You know what I'm saying? Like looking at the Disneys and the CBS's, everybody, they put a clamp on what you can say, how you can say it, when you can say it. So this new digital platform that we've created is one of those things where we're not limited by anybody. All we need is the content.
But you're limited by your integrity, and your authenticity, and your discernment. You know, and I think that so it's a self limit. If I don't think you can just say anything. I don't agree.
Yeah. I'm not saying.
I do think it has to be within the boundaries of good taste. I mean, I'm not even saying good language, but good taste and good intention. You know, and telling a story that uplifts, inspires, informs, you know, or glorifies, you know, the greater good or somebody. I just think that I just think there's a life in the words that's used in the news, be it political satire, be it politics, or somebody like across the street tomorrow. The gentleman has an urban farm. They're moving to a greater place. That's a heck of a story. They're having a parade, an urban farm off Auburn Avenue. I mean, there are good stories everywhere, and they impact people, or they should impact people. I don't think that'll change, and it should not change, in my opinion, be it digital or hard copy.
Definitely. We're going to take a break right quick. This is YBTV and Artists We Love, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright, welcome back to Artists We Love. I'm here with Mr. Maynard. What's happening, sir?
How you doing, my man?
Alright, now, so talk to us some about your professional road, and if you feel like putting some personal things in there as well.
It's been bumpy, you know. I mean, there are those who had greater careers or more significant careers. I think I've done some significant stories. Left New York, Columbia Journalism School, to Miami. A little bit. So at 23, 24, I make a good deal of money. Around pretty young girls. And I'm living a life of a young cat, you know. And but in Miami at the time, and there's a lot of bad influences. And one of the things I had to learn was I'm not that person you see on TV. You know, I had to. And you can get caught up in. I was never a peacock kind of guy, but people want to make you that way. They want, oh, you on TV? Man, I'm hustling every day. To me, I don't sit there and watch myself, you know, but others do, and you don't realize the impact you have on others, the influence you have, or those who want to sit and plot against you. So I fell in some bad habits. Cocaine was a big thing during that time, and that came back to haunt me. I came here to Atlanta. One of the luckiest things I think ever happened to me was, and I got fired there. I got fired in Miami, but ironically, the same news director that fired me, he got fired. He got a job here and hired me here. Wow. So fired and hired by the same guy. His name is Dick Williams, by the way, who now does the Sunday show on Fox 5. But one of the things beyond the profession is dealing with people, and I tell those who and I mentor young kids now who are on TV. You know, there's some pressure in being a star. I mean, you're working, you try to get the story right, and the pressure's at the job, but others look at you in a different light, and you can't succumb to that. I mean, because it eats away at you, either your own, and plus criticism, because everybody's going to criticize you, because nobody's going to like the story you did, you know? Yeah. I mean, somebody was on this political guy yesterday on my case. So, wait a minute, man, whoa. You know, I didn't do this story for you. Right. You know, I did the story about you. Right. Now, I'm sorry if you don't like it, but tell me what's wrong with it. It's because I didn't glorify it, you know, whatever. You're running for office. Of course you want to be seen in the best light. But there are traps and problems and things. And I've been down. I've been down on my luck, on my ass. I had too many marriages. That can drain you. Yeah. Believe me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, but I'm coming back. I'm back. I mean, although it's I'm right now I'm do the magazine for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. I edited that magazine. I'm writing for this online publication, online stuff. This called the Supporter Report, which is really a group of former AJC writers who were dismissed, and they started their own online weekly newspaper, if you will. I thank God I'll be working with you. And I have some PR business things I do on the side. So, and most of all, for the last 10 years, I've been doing a show called Newsmakers. So, I've always had my hand in stuff. I'm not going nowhere. I'm just not doing the traditional way. Right. Like, well, to borrow your phrase, I'm doing it on a lot of different platforms. You know, and hopefully some of those platforms are gonna hit it. You know? But I do feel better about who I am, and what I do, because I've grown in grace. I've had a transformation in my life. Not necessarily spiritually, but I mean in terms of how I look at life. You know, whatever inner demons I had. You know, stop drinking and drugging that a while ago. But that drinking was a big problem for me, and I paid the price. You know, I paid a significant price for it. But people say, "Man, why don't you leave and come back?" Nah, I want to face my pulse. You know, I'm gonna come back where I fell down. I want to get back up, and I've gotten back up. That's what's up. Might have a bad leg, but I've got back up.
Hey, that's what's happening. So, what are like some of the companies that you've worked for, and some of for those who don't know, like some of the things that you've done?
Well, you know, here in Atlanta, I've worked for WXIA, Channel 11 Live for 15, 20 years. I won 8 Emmy Awards there. I worked at WPLG TV in Miami. I won 4 Emmy Awards there. I've worked for Black Entertainment Television, BET, when BET had news. We covered the whole Southeast. We still operation called World African Network. I worked for them on television. They moved to South Africa. I worked for the Atlanta Voice newspaper. I started the Atlanta Tribune. I was the first editor of the Atlanta Tribune. It wasn't a magazine then, it was a newspaper, the Atlanta Tribune. I've freelanced for any number of publications, and I tell you right now, I'm the editor of the SCLC National Magazine, and working with you, working for you.
Oh no, so
you don't know me. That's an honor. I mean, I really applaud what you do, how you do it. I really do.
I appreciate it. So, like one piece of advice that you would give somebody aspiring to be where you are, what would that be?
Hone your craft. Stay grounded. Be involved. Learn to listen, not hear, listen. And be a good steward of the craft.
Real good, real impactful. This has been Artists We Love, and my name is Okiba Jabala. Make sure y'all tune in, man. It's we're doing some great things with Mr. Maynard, Eaton, and we're doing Georgia Power coming up. Georgia Power, bringing you business, politics, arts, and a lot of things that you really don't have access to. I don't have access to. We don't have access to. We will have access to.
Well, it comes from what somebody calls being seasoned, huh?
Yeah.
or as the young lady said, having a tradition.
Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be great.
Vintage, that's the word.
Oh yeah, vintage. Yeah. We're gonna give you some access to some things where you have to have it together, man. So
Thank you,
I
man.
said, it's
I appreciate this.
this is artists we love, and we're gonna do some great things. All right. See y'all next time.